family. We would like to open with a word of gratitude and give thanks to Hashem for the wonderful blessing that is Hananel Yedidia. As Hashem answered Hannah's prayers, we too feel that Hashem heard our tefillot and was indeed chonen us with the birth of Hananel. Thank you to our parents and families and for all their love and support. Thank you to all those who helped make this event possible. And of course, thank you so much, Atira, for everything. Hananel is named after my savta, Chana Basha, who I was zoche to have a special relationship with. Savta had a graceful and confident demeanor, stemming from deeply held values and a strong moral character. Savta's grace was especially evident in social situations. She had a way of making everyone she interacted with feel appreciated and heard. She handled delicate situations with care, no drama, and on principle, she did not do offended. In many ways, Savta seemed to put everyone else before her personal needs. She was reliably available to help, regardless of the effort involved, yet that was exactly how she wanted it. Savta rarely ever complained about anything. She preferred to accept things for what they were and adopt a positive attitude. She seemed to always know what the right thing to do was, and she always tried her best to do so. Savta made it look straightforward, not always easy, to align your behavior with your values. Throughout her life, Savta balanced a halachic household with a career in science and education, raising her family and contributing to the community. With this sentiment in mind, the source of the inscription on Savta's matzeva is found in Parashat Yitro, the parsha that Hananel Yedidia was born on. The pasuk relates Moshe Rabbeinu's role as the direct messenger from Hashem to Bnei Israel. והזהרת אתהם את החוקים ואת התורות, והודעת להם את הדרך אל חובה, ואת המעשה אשר יעשו. I was very blessed to have grown up with the wonderful personal example Savta set for us. How to live a life of Torah, service to others, and dedication to family in a harmonious and joyful way. Savta's personal example, the way she lived, is an ongoing source of inspiration for me, which I hope Atira and I can instill in Hananel Yedidia. Baruch Hashem, I am zoche, in honor of Hananel Yedidia's Brit, to make a siyum on Tanakh. The Tanakh isn't a history book. It's the story of Am Yisrael and the relationship with Hashem throughout the ages. Tanakh is the primary source for learning what it means to be an Eved Hashem, full of examples of what to do and what happens if you don't. Tragically, Tanakh ends on a very sad note, as Dveri Yamim Bet closes with the destruction of Beit Rishon. However, the name Yedidia takes us back to more joyful times, the construction of Beit Rishon. Arguably, since Am Yisrael crossed the Yarden, one of the best periods in history for Am Yisrael was during the reign of Shlomo Melech, following the completion of the Beit HaMikdash. Rav Meidan suggests this is the period we refer to when we daven Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. The name Yedidia is given by Natan HaNavi to Shlomo as a symbol for Hashem's love for Shlomo. Shmuel Bet, V'nachem David et Batsheva, and so on. V'telet ben v'tikra et Shmo Shlomo, v'Hashem ahevo. V'yishlach b'yad Natan HaNavi, v'yikra et Shmo Yedidia ba'avu Hashem. Chazal in Masechet Menachot Daf Nun Gimel Amud Aleph relate the name Yedidia given to Shlomo with the building of Beit HaMikdash as one of the reasons why Shlomo is so beloved by Hashem. Yavo Yedid ben Yedid, ve'ivnei Yedid le'Yedid. Shlomo is called Yedidia, son of Avram, who is also called Yedid, destined to build the Beit HaMikdash, referred to as Yedid, for Hashem's glory, who is also called Yedid. The name Yedidia captures the closeness Hashem felt towards the king of Am Yisrael. As in the rest of Tanakh, the relationship between the king and Hashem often indicates the state of relationship between Klal Yisrael and Hashem as well. The name Yedidia, in its essence, expresses the peak of closeness achieved between Am Yisrael and Hashem. Our hope by giving you the name Yedidia is to inspire the longing for that closeness once again, that you may contribute to returning the glory of Am Yisrael's relationship with Hashem, as was in the days of Shlomo Melech. Hanael Yedidia. As you entered into the Brit of Avraham Avinu, you joined Am Yisrael. Your namesake captures two very good examples of how to live as a Jew before Hashem. From Shlomo Melech's heights in times of old to your dear Savta Rabbah, who in her modest way was an amazing example for all those who know her of living Torah values in a modern world. We bless you, Hanael Yedidia. You will grow in Torah and Masim Tovim in the derech of your namesakes, and you in turn will be a blessing to all Am Yisrael. I would like to invite my Abba to share a few words.
Mazal Tov, Atira, Ya'akov, and Hanael Yedidia. The bracha that you said this morning, Asher kibshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'achniso b'brito shel Avraham Avinu, is an unusual bracha. It has the wording of a standard Birkat HaMitzvah, but we do not say it like a Birkat HaMitzvah. First of all, Birkat HaMitzvah are generally said over la'asiyatan, before the mitzvah is performed. And this bracha, at least according to our minhag, is said after the mitzvah has been performed, or at least after it has been started. Second, the mohel already said the bracha of al hamilah before performing the mitzvah, and we generally do not make two brachot on the same mitzvah. Even tefillin, which has two brachot, has two actions. One bracha is made on the tefillin shel yad, and the other is made on the tefillin shel rosh. But here we seem to be making two brachot on a single action. And third, the bracha of the hachniso is made by the father of the baby, who does not perform any action at all. If anyone is going to make a second bracha on the mitzvah, it should be the mohel who is performing the mitzvah. There are a number of explanations given for these unusual features. The Kesef Mishnah says, "V'afal gav b'kol habrachot v'varech aleihen over la'asiyatan, shani bracha zu ve'ino ela shevach v'hoda'a be'alma." The Kesef Mishnah is suggesting that this bracha is not actually a Birkat HaMitzvah at all, and therefore none of these features are unusual. However, since the nusach of the bracha is the standard nusach of a Birkat HaMitzvah, suggesting that it is not a Birkat HaMitzvah is rather challenging. Another approach is brought in the name of the Re'im and the Maharam al-Ashkar, both Rabbanim from the 15th century, who suggest that the bracha of the Achniso is actually made by the father when he brings the baby into the Brit, and therefore it is over la'asiyatan. There are a couple of issues with this approach. First of all, it's not our minhag, and second of all, bringing the baby into the Brit is not a mitzvah. It's a best hechsher mitzvah, and we don't generally make a bracha on hechsher mitzvah. The explanation I would like to focus on is suggested by Rav Mordechai Yaffa, better known as the Levush, who lived in the 16th century, and his explanation is consistent with an idea found in the Sefer HaYashar of Rabbeinu Tam. It is well known that Birkot HaMitzvah have two standard wordings. They are either al, such as al netilat yadayim, or li, such as lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. There are many explanations for the difference between the two wordings, none of which is really consistent for all the brachot. Rabbeinu Tam, in his attempt to explain the difference between al and li, suggests that al is associated with mitzvot that involve an action after which the mitzvah is completed, whereas li is associated with mitzvot that have some sort of continuation. In the context of this discussion, he mentions specifically al hamilah as an example of a bracha that is associated with a mitzvah that has an action after which the mitzvah is complete. And he mentions lihachniso bevrito shel Avraham Avinu as being associated with a mitzvah that has a continuation. This implies that the bracha of the hachniso is not on the act of milah itself, but on some other element of mitzvat milah that has a continuous component. Rabbeinu Tam does not explain what this continuous component of mitzvat milah might be. The Levush provides an explanation that might be what the Rabbeinu Tam had in mind. The Levush raises our question. Yesh matmihin, lama yivarech ha'av, sharei mohel hu shlucho shel adam kemoto. V'kivan sha'mohel mevarech al hamilah, ma tzarich ha'av levarech lahachniso. Sharei hamilah hi habrit shel Avraham Avinu. V'harei mevarech shtei pa'amim. V'lama. The Levush brings two answers to this question, the second of which he says is V'zen nir'ali ikar. His second answer is as follows: V'yesh mefarshim habracha de lahachniso she'eno klal al hamilah rak ha'av meshabeach u'mevarech l'Shem yitbarach shemei hayom v'hala mutal alav la'asot beben hazeh od mitzvot acherot hanigzarot achar habrit v'hem mitzvah lifdoto im hu bechor u'lelamdo Torah u'lahasi'o isha. The Levush suggests that the bracha of la'achniso is for all of the mitzvot that parents have related to raising their children. Or in other words, it is a birkat mitzvah over la'asiyatan on the long-term mitzvah on which you are embarking today of raising Hananel Yedidia to live up to the expectations of Brito shel Avraham Avinu. This explanation of the bracha of la'achniso fits particularly well with the Rambam's nusach of the Kahal's response to this bracha. The Kahal's response, according to our nusach Ashkenaz Sidurim, is Kashem shenichnas labrit, ken yikanes leTorah lechupa lemasim tovim. According to nusach Ashkenaz, this is a bracha for the baby. The Rambam's version, which is the nusach Sfardim say, is a bracha for the parents, which fits perfectly with the Levush's explanation of the meaning of the bracha of la'achniso. The Rambam's version is Kishem shehichnasto labrit, ken tachniso l'Torah l'chupa u'lema'asim tovim. Mazal tov and b'hatzlacha rabah on your new mission.
Oh, Mazel Tov.